I went undercover to find out how debt collectors actually operate, because what they say on the surface isn't always the whole truth. During my investigation, I discovered that their tactics were often more aggressive and much more manipulative than I ever imagined. The stories I'm about to tell you are going to shock you, make you angry, but most importantly, prepare you for what they could get up to. I want you to feel empowered and know every single trick in the book so that if they come after you, you're armed with the facts. Let's talk drones. Never in a million years did I expect debt collectors to use drones to spy on us. They have cameras and the ability to take photos or film video. They're remote controlled and can fly so they can get over high fences and basically into any area that would otherwise be difficult to get into. By their own admission, debt collectors use drones to observe hidden assets and to help them make decisions during the debt collection process. So why spy on you? Well, they want to know if you're trying to hide your wealth and live in a lavish lifestyle. The debt collectors want to know that if you've said that you can only afford to pay back a certain amount, that it's true. The cameras are also there to track down hidden assets and make sure that you live at the address that you've claimed to live at. Some debt collectors also wear a body cam and could be filming when they get to the door. Here's a short example of debt collectors doing this.
The payment due is now £10,055.17.
The first mistake the debtor made on this video was physically letting the debt collectors into their home. I can't stress this enough to you, but don't let them in. If you get a knock at the door and you've opened it already, politely ask them to stand back and then close your door. They don't have the same powers as bailiffs. Speak to them through the letterbox and tell them that you'd rather communicate on phone or email. You're then entitled to ask them to leave your property. Before I move on, I want to let you know how much the debt recovery company may have bought the debt for. Debt collectors can buy debt for as little as 3p to the pound. These are approximate figures, but say you owed £10,055 like in that clip. The debt collectors could have bought that debt for £301.65p. Now, even if the couple had paid back half of what they owed at £5,000, the debt collectors would still have made a tidy profit. Once you know this, you'll realise that actually the negotiations are in your hands. They also want to get a quick solution because time is money for them, so you may be surprised at what they agree to. This leads on nicely to the next dirty trick. Now, this sentence really irked me. Do not wait for your debtor to pay others. The one that shouts the loudest will get paid first. Now, this is a real quote from a debt collector website. Reading between the lines, I've been very bullish. It certainly sounds like it could easily descend into thinly veiled bullying tactics to me. If you're being chased by a debt collector, it's worth going on their website and acting like you're a client who wants to use their service. That way, you can see all of the tricks that they could try and use on you. Let's talk about other psychological ways debt collectors use to force you into paying. They like to use a very old sales technique to make you pay. If they feel like they can't get the full amount from you, they'll ask you to pay a portion of the debt now and the rest later. That way, you've shown some commitment and you'll feel obliged to give them a second payment. It's called getting a micro commitment, and they know that the more micro commitments that you make, the more likely you are to comply. Like I said earlier, keep that door closed and send them away. I've taken a look at various websites that instruct companies on how to look for debt collection companies. There's information on creating formal demand letters, to look for a company that have a big call centre to give the debtor plenty of options to pay, to threaten to disconnect certain services, prepared responses for the most common excuses, threatening interest to get a quicker payment, to call debtors once a week, and the list goes on. In some cases, AI and also chatbots are negotiating, and apparently they're getting higher repayments because people feel less threatened. Debt collectors are also taught how to negotiate and different techniques using negotiation styles just to extract money out of us. Now, this varies between confrontation and pursuing the debtor. Avoidance, where they take a step back, let you talk, and then guide you into doing what they want. Trying to create a bond and form of trust with the debtor to make them pay. Agreeing to split the difference with you, even though we know that they're getting a big payout. Negotiation skills are crucial in debt collection because they determine whether a debtor will make a full, partial, or no payment at all. With call blocking technology, it's become very difficult for debt collectors to get clients on the phone. So, when a debt collector finally connects with a debtor, every moment counts. This is where you can win again. Set up a low token payment per month. It could even be as low as £1 and draw out the process. Now, time is money for them, and it means that they'd be more likely to settle at a lower figure in the long run just so that they can close that case. Another thing they can do is using background checks to try and gather information about the debtor. Things like criminal records, marriage and divorce records, property records, and more. This information helps collectors understand the debtor's situation and formulate an effective approach to collecting the debt. In some cases, debt collectors may investigate the debtor's relationships to uncover any hidden assets or financial resources that could be used to repay the debt. By identifying and proving infidelity, collectors can leverage this information to encourage repayment. Debt collectors may use tracing services to locate individuals who owe money, have disappeared, or maybe who've changed their contact information. With just a name or some basic information, tracing services can help collectors find a debtor's current address and re-establish communication. Experienced debt collectors can earn thousands of pounds from bonus schemes. The more they get out of people like us, the more they get to pocket. Commission structures differ depending on the company that a collector works for and what type of debt needs to be settled, how old the debt is and how much money is owed. They love putting a call in when you're at work to put the pressure on, but you can ask them to stop by law. 9 times out of 10, they'll also be reading from a script, so they know exactly what to say. Isn't it unbelievable the sheer lengths that they go through just to try and get money out of you? So, just to recap quickly, don't let them in your house. Don't feel obliged to give them money the first time that you speak to them. Be aware of their negotiation tactics and see through it. Try and drag it out because it costs them more money. Remember that they haven't paid that much money for your debt, so you're in the negotiation driving seat. They don't have the same power as bailiffs. If you have found yourself in debt and you want to tackle it to keep the debt collectors away, it might be worth looking into some debt solutions. Some of them can lower your monthly repayments and others can even write some of your debts off. It all depends on your unique situation as to what you qualify for. If you want some more information, I'll leave a link below this video and there's a short form to fill out and then it'll connect you to a company that I've partnered with so that they can talk you through all of your options. I really hope this video has helped you and given an insight into the world of debt collectors. Don't feel intimidated by them. If you found this video helpful or useful, I'd love it if you could give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Thanks so much for watching and don't let them scare you.